Yeah, I fully sympathise with the recent comment that said that these systems are great playing against fake games like the Wizard of Oz Blackjack Sim and his Baccarat Sim and that brilliant Baccarat Win Pro Sim. And I take the point, but I've got to say the problem isn't with the strategies; it's with the players, because people just lose their wits. It seems when they go to the tables, and I'm the same. It's really hard to stick with it, but you got to do it because that's the only way that you can win in the long term. All right then. So here we go again. Yeah, quite obviously, I'm obsessed now with these sims, and it's funny because I got a message this morning from someone saying, "Yeah, excuse me, sorry. Oh well, this is for all fine and good, but strategies, systems that work with fake games just don't work in a real casino." And then the guy said, "I don't know why that is." Well, the answer actually is quite simple, and that is that in casinos, people don't remember to follow the strategy. It's difficult sometimes. It's a different atmosphere. It's there's all the pressure, the noise, the general stress, the whole business of handling real money and all the rest of it. And the classic case was my friend, who I always refer to when I talk about him as Peter Punter, and we were at the MGM in Las Vegas, and I sat him down because he was sort of saying, "Well, I want to try this with craps, and it works just fine with craps, because craps is about 1.4% for the house, which is not terrible." And so we sat down for half an hour, and I just rehearsed it with him because it's very simple. The strategy is as simple as can be. So we went through it, and he said, "Yep, okay, got it, got it, got it." And then he went over to a $50 minimum craps table, and he lost $2,000 in about 10 minutes. And I was watching him the whole time, and I said, you didn't play the strategy." And he said, "I forgot." So that's what you're dealing with. Maybe. Okay. All right. So that works. So we'll repeat that. And that's good. So back to the min. 100 ahead. Whoop-dee-doodle. Okay. Well, that ain't going to work. Eh. Okay. Repeat that one. Double down. Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? We'll double for the push. Eh. Double again for the push. Well, that's not working either. So I think we're on 3-4 now. Third bet. Oh, bloody hell. Into that kind of rut, What was that? 7-4 on minimum. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so 8-4. 4-5. All right, so had to work a bit there, didn't we? But this is the point, sometimes you actually do have to work. All right, double for the loss. Well, I did like that. 1-2, third bet. 3-2, but minimum. Now we're on 4-2. Okay, 4-2. Or 1-2. Yeah, important with natural payments. When you're in the hole, you count them if it's a decent amount of money. So I mean that knocks we won 3 on that, so that knocks us down to 1-2. So we're not greedy. That's the big thing. Not greedy. Oi. Double for the loss. It's very hard work today, isn't it? Repeat. Double for the tie. Nice one. Just enough. See, now we both got flukes there, but my fluke was better than the dealer's fluke, so that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, back to the minimum, I think. Double for the loss. Okay. 1-2. Just enough. Okay, back to the min. Boy, we are dragging our feet. Hey. That's 2-3, I think. Third bet. That's got to be a double. All right, so that took us over the 1,000 at 6 minutes, which is a very so-so performance. Double for the loss. Uh, 1-2 again. Oh, what a waste. 3-2, but minimum. Three, 2 it is. 5-4. Yeah, this is a struggle this time. Yeah. 5-4, we're going to call it 5-6 now, because we want to turn that into a turnaround. Remember the rule where you don't respond to a push with an increase in the bet unless you're chasing a turnaround. So we were at 5-4 and now we're going to 5-6 so that we get the turnaround if we're lucky. If it falls our way. Uh-oh. Maybe. Yep. Okay. So that worked out for us. You have to work to win back your prior losses in as few bets or as few wins as possible. Double for the loss. It's not quite a double. Eh. Oh, what happened there? I think that was a double for the tie. For the push, sorry. Alright, so I think we go back to the minimum there. Not absolutely sure about that, but I think so. Double for the loss. Uh, 1-2 again. One, two, so we're 3-2 and minimum. Repeat that, double it. Alright, so 3-2 it is. 1-2. 3-4. Okay, we'll take that. So back to the min. First shoe now over. Well, that was a cruel beating. Double for the loss. 1-2 again. And remember, you don't ever treat shuffles as of any importance whatsoever. If you're in mid-recovery, take no notice, just carry on. And exactly the same if you decide to get up from a table and go somewhere else because you're feeling uncomfortable for whatever reason, do not pay any attention to it's not starting over, you're just continuing. It's an ongoing process. And now I've lost track of where we are. I think we're about 1700, so okay, yeah, we'll take that. Alright, so back to the min. Add 1 for the win. Double for the tie, for the push. Add 1 for the win. And we don't go higher than 125 when we're on a winning streak, so we just repeat that. And we're going to try and recover it. We're 125 down. We just made that back, so we passed 2,000 at 10 minutes, about 10 and a half minutes. Bit on the slow side, but anyway, better than nothing. Better than losing. That's a repeat, isn't it? Back to the minimum. One of the most important things to keep on remembering is to back to the minimum. When you make your target, fall back to the minimum. 51. Okay, that's good. Back to the min. +1 for the win. That's a repeater, I think. Actually, no, it wasn't. Never mind. I think we're going to call this 2-3. Got into a bit of a pickle there. 2-3. Oh, suited as well. My goodness, that was fancy. All right, back to the minimum. +1 for the win. $51, second bet. Repeat it. Uh, 1-2, second bet. Ollie, 3-4, third bet. Ouch. 7-4, but back to the minimum. That wasn't, never stood a chance, did it? 11-8. What the hell happened there? Well, I guess now it's 11-9, ain't it? Oh boy. Ouch. Okay, so 11-9. We just lost 18, so that's 3-2, but we're going back to the minimum first. 3-2 in thousands, that is. Back to the minimum first. Alright, so now we're into heavy duty money. 3-2. 1-2. Ouch. 3-4. Second bet. Ouch. 7-8. God, this is sad. 7-8 is the third bet. Big money now. All right, I'm going to persist with this just for the hell of it. 15-8 back to the minimum. Okay. Oh, it's hardly worth the difference, is it? It's 15-8, whatever we do. Alright, so now we're into the big bucks. 15-8. Like that. 7-8. Hey. 15-16, second bet. Ah. It's a turnaround anyway. Oh boy, don't like these. Look at that up there, honestly. Well, 31, 32, I don't know. I think we'll just call it 31, 30. Owie! Can't do better than repeat that. Alexa, stop.
Don't forget your second cup of coffee. Ian, here is your reminder.
63,
Don't forget your second cup of coffee.
30. How is this possible? Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to take this 12,175 minus 100,000, and we're going to go to a new table with a new 100,000. So we are at, I've now completely lost track of myself. So we're at 80, 90, so we're at 9, 90, 30 as near as I can figure. Uh, 90, 30 is okay, I suppose. So 60, that'd be 60, 40. This is going to be expensive if we lose it. And we did. So 60, 40 is 140, and all we can do is go the 50. Now that should be a double down. Okay. Horrible, isn't it? So we have come out of it because we've got the 100,000 that we started with at this table, the 100,000 that we started with at the last table, plus 12,175. So basically we came out by the skin of our teeth. But this lesson is basically what this whole thing is all about, and that is that if you have a bankroll, if you have a plan, if you have guts, determination, sobriety, consistency, all of the things that I'm constantly talking about, it is possible to beat a ridiculous house edge. Now I'm going to add this to the Excel models, because I think this was a particularly shitty series of outcomes that should have beaten us. But because we had the money and because we had the plan, we were able to come out alive. I mean, like you've just witnessed it, we've got 200,000 there, which is the first 100,000, this 100,000 from this new shoe, plus the 12,175 carried over from last time. So I'm going to stop this now, and then I'm going to sort of copy this lot over into the Excel model, because I think this one was a real bitch. And they're the ones that you want to beat. Winning when you win more bets than you lose, or when you win pretty much the same number of bets as you lose, you know, that's easy. That's easy peasy. You know, no challenge there. But what you want to be able to do, what you need to be able to do in order to win long term, is to kick the shit out of the house, even when the odds are terribly against you, as they seem to me to have been during this session. But anyway, coming up, just passing 21 minutes, so I'm going to take that as my cue, 21 and 21, and I'll see you next time. God, that was hard. Ah! Alright then, so here we go, more boring numbers. The last session against the Wizard of Odds blackjack sim was a horror story. But the whole point of everything that I've been trying to get across for all these years is that if you don't use progressive betting, if you rely on random betting, which is what most people do all the time, and this is how casinos get built and how they keep the places running and expanding and exploding and all the rest of it. If you play the way that most people play, then you will lose your money. Depending on how badly you play or how drunk you get on so-called free alcohol or free cocktails, whatever else you want to call it, however sort of spaced out you get because of all the gifts that you think the casino is giving you, which you're actually paying for in spades, then what can I tell you? You know, you can only win with progressive betting. If you don't believe me, just keep on losing and forgetting the lessons and going back and trying it again. And it's not that I'm attacking people's right to play the way they want to play. It's fine. Yes, it's great. You know, if freedom and excitement and self-expression and all the rest of it depend on you making a large contribution to the casino's coffers every time you visit, or nearly every time you visit, then fine. But the truth is that the people who spread money, throw money around like drunken sailors on these gambling channels on YouTube, only win when they win more hands or more bets than they lose. When they lose more than they win, they go in the toilet because they're betting randomly. Now, in this particular spreadsheet, this particular tab in this growing spreadsheet, growing worksheet, the growing model, if you like, it's a little harder to see the effect of random betting. You can still see the numbers up the top here, KLM, and you can see that in this particular set, you know, the strategy won 13,125, which was 4.3% of its total action. The gross actual value, which means just counting wins and losses, in other words, a loss double is just one loss, a one double is just one win. It's you either won the hand or you didn't. So when you calculate the gross, you're just looking at at the to and fro and not counting the extras that pop up, like for instance splits, doubles, naturals and so on. The net AV is a more generous way of looking at the final outcome, the data set that you're concerned with and that we're concerned with here, which was however many rounds it was. I've lost track. It's 105, I think, but that could be wrong. Let's see, from 8 down to down to 112. So yeah, it's 105 total bets, and we would have, the negative was 4.8%, which is what I say in the preamble anyway on this particular presentation. We were able to turn it around from minus 4.8% to plus 4.3% in our favour, a player edge in other words. But by golly, look at the exposure here, 186, 875. That's not really great. It's pretty poor. We did manage to get a 7% return on risk, which is I'd like to see much better than that. But the thing that I'm constantly trying to get across is that sometimes it gets hairy when you're using progressive betting in any form, whether it's pattern betting or whatever. Pattern betting's great advantage is that it steps back from prolonged losing streaks, which most people do not do. So most people who use progressive betting need an even bigger bankroll than pattern betting requires. But the whole issue is, are these games beatable? Well, the answer is yes, they are. If you stay the course, if you have a shitload of money in your bankroll, and if the casino lets you play, which is in doubt, because they are fully aware of the power of progressive betting and will do everything they can to block you. And they do it all the time. They have these table limits. They have the sort of the 25 to 1,000, the 100 to 10,000, the whatever they can think of, to kind of just basically gently push people in the direction that they want them to go. The casinos will always tell you, hey, we don't set the amount of the bets. We don't say when the bet's going to be placed. We don't say what the bet is going to be placed on. We just enable people to place bets according to their free will, according to what they want to do for their entertainment and excitement, blah, 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 But the truth is, the casino goes to great lengths to push you like sheep, like cattle, into particular corrals, particular little corners where basically they can fleece you or they can chop you up into steaks, whatever analogy you prefer to use. However, anyway, we've now done 7. I've now analysed 7 of these sessions against the Wizards blackjack simulation, and we're at just under 90,000 ahead on action of 754,000, and our win percentage overall is 12%. The indicated value, which means that if we had just bet randomly against or flat bet, if you like, 10, like what's his name, Stevewillloseit does. He bets 5,000 or 10,000 every time. I think he's limited to a 10,000. He's got a top limit of 10,000 per bet, and obviously he's just going to keep on losing. He's going to keep on pretending that he's winning, and he's going to keep on talking about all I need is 10 winning bets in a row. Well, good luck, buddy. Come on. But anyway, going back to the indicated result, that is simply taking the AV, the actual value of all of these games up here that have been analysed, multiplying the action, my action, by that amount, and you come out with minus 40,000, and that is minus 44% of what was actually achieved, which was plus 89,500. And there was a post which I've referred to earlier in this presentation. A comment a guy made where he says these strategies work great in when you're playing with fake money against fake games, but they don't work in the casino. And just to repeat the story, the answer to me is that it's the way that players screw up. They forget, or they get frightened, or they get whatever, they get nervous, they get distracted, they get generally screwed up, and that's how it goes. And I made mistakes along the way here, and I'm marking the errors down here, and they work against me sometimes and they work for me sometimes. Let's see, I had an error there that cost me 30 grand, I had an error there that cost me 900, an error there that cost me 50, another one that won me an extra 50, and one here that made me 600, and so on. And I'd love to play error free. I would love that, but I'm a human being and I fuck up, so that's how it is. Let's bang a few more random things in. I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, and there's a win, 1650. Boink. Loss of 6,450. Another loss. A big loss. And a smaller loss, and that's not 5 in a row. We had one in there, and then they were. But this, if you flat bet, or if you bet by the seat of your pants, if you just sort of do what most of these guys do, just like Jason Bulkey, Mr. HP, he's all over the place with his bets, and he spreads across three hands, which makes absolutely no sense. Statistically, or in terms of probability or mathematics or whatever you want to call it, it just makes no sense, because so often you will get washes. It just isn't worth doing. The guy who did it successfully was Max at MG21, and he was definitely playing the percentages. He was wasting bad cards, so to speak, trying to bring the shoe around and I think what I'm going to try to do, and I don't know whether it'll happen or not. I mean, this is kind of like I'm on a time machine here, because what I'm going to try to do is to follow the count which is shown in the Wizards simulation, and that's kind of a handy thing. And then I'll put chapters in for when the count is plus and when it's not. But we'll see. Anyway, that's all I want to say with this particular presentation. The tab is for the 15th of February one, the one that's featured in this video that you're either looking at or skipping through or muting or ignoring. This was the last one. Is here. And it's only like that because I copy it so that I don't have to waste too much time. I did remember to, I did, okay. I didn't mention the red line down here, which is what happens with flat bets. It goes all the way down to -6. It started out well, then it plummeted, and then it sort of like farted around for a bit, and then it was player friendly for a burst there, going all the way from -8 to +6, and then wham, the bottom fell out. And the way that things go in real games, in real time, in real casinos for real money, is that it's these short, sharp losing streaks that kill most players, because they panic and they don't think about it. They don't think about streaks. The whole idea of pattern betting and progressive betting generally is to exploit positive streaks and try and protect yourself against negative ones, or at least protection is included in pattern betting. It's not in normal progressive betting. You just keep going bang, 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 bang until you blow out your bankroll or your brains or whatever. But anyway, that's what the red line this time shows you, as it always does, the pattern for flat betting. And then the ones up the top are, the dark green line is pattern betting going right into the shithole, to the tune of 186, 100, call it 190,000, and then coming out with a win of 13,125, which is a little bit higher than I recorded, but that's fine. That's all right. You know, I think we're talking about a couple of hundred discrepancy there, and that's just not worth chasing. So I will see you later.